I just got hit by a train.
What part of your body was hurt?
My legs.
Okay, are they broken?
I think it cut them off.
What if you were trapped in a metal box for 72 hours? No food, no water, just your heartbeat echoing in the dark. What if survival meant rats, raisins, and raw instinct? Stranded in the Andes for 4 freezing months. Or being mauled by a raging hippo, bitten 38 times, bones crushed, and still crawling back from the edge of death.
I need to get there as quickly as possible to even have a shot at survival.
These aren't movie plots. They happened to real people. This is People Who Survived the Unsurvivable Things, Part 4. What would you do if, in a single moment, your entire future was rewritten? It was a typical afternoon, March 2nd, 2017, Lilburn, Georgia. 17-year-old Jacob Ohl, an honors student and gifted musician, wandered through a city park, earbuds in, music his companion. As he walked the railroad tracks, he was unaware of the freight train barreling toward him from behind. In the seconds before impact, the train crew saw a figure on the tracks, but by the time they realized it was a person, it was too late. The horn blared, just seconds before the train struck Jacob, severing both his legs below the knees. Astonishingly calm, Jacob pulled out his phone and dialed 911.
I just got hit by a train.
What part of your body was hurt?
My legs.
Okay, are they broken?
I think it cut them off.
He told the dispatcher, his voice unwavering. Paramedics raced to the scene, applying tourniquets that would save his life. Jacob's journey was just beginning. He endured multiple surgeries and months of grueling rehabilitation, supported by a family and community determined to help him heal. Medical bills soared past $200,000, and a GoFundMe campaign was launched, raising tens of thousands to ease the burden. Jacob sued CSX, claiming the crew failed to warn him in time. But the court sided with the railroad, ruling that as a trespasser, Jacob was owed only the most minimal duty of care, and that the crew's actions, though delayed by mere seconds, did not amount to willful or wanton misconduct. Yet Jacob's spirit was unbroken. He returned home, adapting to life with prosthetics, and picked up his beloved bass once more. Against all odds, Jacob Ohl survived the unsurvivable, and his story is a testament to the unyielding strength of the human will. What if faith was your only lifeline? In June 2015, 2 nuns, one 69 from New Zealand, the other 58 from Ireland, were guests at the Marist Sisters convent in Rome. On a quiet Friday evening, an electrical failure trapped them inside the convent's elevator. As the doors sealed shut, the building emptied for the weekend, leaving the sisters utterly alone. No food, no water, no phones. Their cries for help vanished into the silence of the empty halls. As hours bled into days, the temperature in the small lift soared. Dehydration set in. Desperation grew. To survive, the New Zealand nun drank her own urine, her only option as their bodies weakened. Together they clung to their faith, praying relentlessly, their hope flickering but never extinguished. 3 days passed. On Monday morning, a cleaner noticed the eerie stillness and raised the alarm. Police raced to the scene, finally freeing the sisters from their metal prison. Severely dehydrated but alive, they were rushed to San Carlo de Nancy Hospital. Their ordeal is a testament to the unbreakable human spirit and the power of faith to sustain us when all else is lost. What if a miraculous survival story masks something far more sinister? In May 2013, 58-year-old Uruguayan plumber Raul Fernando Gomez Circunegui set out on a motorcycle journey through Chile, bound for Argentina. But when his bike broke down in the unforgiving Andes, he made a desperate choice to cross the snow-covered mountains on foot. Caught in relentless storms, Gomez disappeared. For nearly 4 months, he survived alone in a remote shelter nearly 3,000 meters high. He lived off sugar, raisins, and rats, even eating grass to survive. When rescuers finally found him, he was skeletal, dehydrated, barely alive. News outlets hailed it a miracle. But as the world watched in awe, a darker truth came to light. Gomez wasn't just lost, he was wanted in Chile on child sexual abuse charges. Authorities believe his brutal journey wasn't accidental, but a calculated escape from justice. A man once praised for superhuman endurance, now remembered for something far less heroic. In March 2016, 72-year-old Ann Rogers set out from Tucson, Arizona, to visit her grandchildren in Phoenix. But a detour in search of a gas station led her down a remote road near Canyon Creek, on the White River Indian Reservation. Her hybrid car sputtered to a stop, out of fuel and power with no cell signal and no one in sight. For 9 harrowing days, Ann and her loyal dog, Queenie, faced the impossible. They drank from muddy ponds and survived on wild desert plants, her choices guided by a book she'd once read on edible flora. At night, as the temperature plunged below freezing, she built fires and fashioned a makeshift shelter, her lifelong smoking habit now a life-saving skill. Realizing rescue might never come, Ann abandoned her car and trekked across ridges, searching for a sign of life. She scraped together a massive help sign from sticks, rocks, and the bleached bones of a fallen elk. Beneath a rock, she left a handwritten note. She was out of food and water, heading downstream in search of help. As days blurred together, hope faded, until Queenie was spotted by a game and fish officer. Rescue teams surged back into action. Soon after, a helicopter crew saw Ann's desperate signal and, rounding a canyon bend, found her waving beside a smoky signal fire.
I was so happy. I had my red carry bag with my docks in it. I took the docks out and I started waving that bag in every direction, jumping up and down, and yeah, I was hollering like they could hear me.
Exhausted but alive, Ann Rogers was airlifted to safety, a living testament to human resilience, quick thinking, and the unbreakable bond between a woman and her dog. Imagine staring into the jaws of death, literally. In 1996, safari guide Paul Templer was leading a canoe tour on Zimbabwe's Zambezi River when a 2-ton bull hippo exploded from the water.
We saw a pod of hippos. We're all taking a moment just to soak in the peace and the tranquility. And then,
Trying to rescue a colleague, Paul was swallowed waist deep. He felt the slimy bristles of its snout, the crushing pressure of its jaws, and the rancid stench inside its mouth. The hippo struck again, swallowing him feet first, then a third time, mauling him with its tusks. His arm was crushed, lung punctured, Achilles torn. Blood filled the river. He thought it was the end. But somehow Paul didn't die. A fellow guide dragged him to safety, wrapped his mangled body in plastic, and got him to a hospital. After 8 grueling hours, Paul survived with 38 wounds and the loss of his left arm. Evans, the apprentice he tried to save, tragically drowned. But Paul returned to the river, faced his trauma, and now shares his story of survival against impossible odds. They faced the unthinkable and lived to tell the tale. Trapped, mauled, starving, abandoned, they didn't just survive. They endured. Would you have made it out? Or would fear and pain win? Stories like these remind us of one brutal truth. Survival isn't luck, it's willpower, it's instinct, it's the refusal to die. If you were stunned by these stories, hit that like button, drop a comment with the one that shocked you the most, and subscribe, because more unbelievable real-life survival stories are coming soon. Thank you for watching.